Hi folks, welcome back to another training video. My name is Ethan. I'm a firefighter EMT at Cal Fire Protection District. Today we're going over the Stryker power pram, or just the pram in general. This thing lives in the back of the ambulance, and we're going to see what it does. So, this thing is on an autoloader. So first thing we're going to do, take it out, press the red switch, make sure it raises. You feel a click. Means you're locked in. You can lower the legs. So that sound you just heard right there, that is the autoloader's arms dropping. So that's what's holding all the weight of the patient, so you're not having to bear that on your lower back, on your biceps, and on your muscles in general. But that was the arms. I'm gonna release this, and we're gonna go over the little side compartments of the stretcher. All right, so this has a weight capacity of about 700 to 750 pounds. 700, right? Yeah, 700 pounds. But that all varies on terrain, how many people you have, personnel, and also you have to support this with the heavier the patient is. But just a little overview, everything red on this stretcher does something. So, if you see right here on the wings, right here, red releases and lowers the wings, excuse me. On the back of the stretcher right here, lowers and raises the headrest. Just switch right here when this is clear. Be able to collapse the stretcher to get into tighter spots. There's a little handle under here. There it is. You have to maneuver your patient's legs as well. Throw them in the Trendelenburg position. Brakes are right there. If you come over on this side, you have your manual release switch to lower the legs if the battery dies, if you're having complications with the legs, anything like that. Three very important buttons right here. You have your minus and your plus button. So that's how you lower and raise the stretcher. So one thing I keep in mind is if I want to subtract something, taking away, that's how I lower and or raise the legs. To add is to raise the stretcher or to get out the legs. Then there's a red button on both power switches, and that is the release right there. So yeah, so everything red on here. Also on the back of the stretcher right here, there's another brake system or a locking mechanism. So if I press this button right here, this should, I might need to release, do you mind releasing that front brake for me? I can change the steering on the stretcher if I want it to go. So you hear it lock right there? So now those back wheels won't turn on you. Cool, yeah. So now, to kind of explain more of what I was talking about with the buttons. Boop. So, plus and minus button. So minus, I want to subtract the legs. So I want to get rid of the legs. I'm going to press the minus button. Plus button, I want to add the legs. Then that little circular button in the middle, the release. Cool. All right, so now let's talk about problem solving if the legs won't lower, the autoloader died, things like that. So, for example, Matt, the battery died. This isn't working. I need your assistance, sir. So I want to get the stretcher up. So the autoloader has its own set of controls on the side. If you see, there's arrows right here. There's a button with the arms. There's a power button. So to problem solve this, I want to get the legs up first, or the stretcher in the air. So I'm going to raise. So now it's parallel with the ambulance. So I could push it in, but we still have an issue of legs are up. So Matt's going to hold the red lever right here, release lever, and I'm going to have to fight with these Get up now, release that. And now you can put the stretcher in. And same thing goes with taking the stretcher out. So Matt, do you mind taking the stretcher out for me? So if you can see, buttons don't work. So he's gonna have to press that lower button. So legs are all the way down. Now I'm gonna have to lower the arms on the autoloader. And now on the autoloader, there's a release switch back here. And now we're able to safely transport our patient into the hospital. All right, so this right here is the autoloader. So like I said, outside with the stretcher, everything red on here does something. So you have your release switches right here. Also on this side, you have its own set of controls too. So this is to override the arms if you need to press them down if they're stuck. This is how you lower the arms. There's an up and down arrow. Then here's the power button as well. So if I want to get this out, red switch right here, and this should come out. And the way to know it's all the way locked in, there's yellow flashing lights or green lights depending if the stretcher is connected and or not. And there's a little locking mechanism where the horns on the stretcher can go, and they're magnets. So the troubleshoot autoloader issues. One thing you can't do is turn it off, turn it back on. But these things are battery powered, and there is possibilities of where this battery wore out, you need to change it, but you're on scene of a call. So turning it on and off doesn't work for you. So you are gonna put it back in, set it into place. So these two little slots right here can act as horns. Still works as a locking mechanism, but you're gonna have to manually insert your stretcher. So if you see at the end of the stretcher right here, you have a catch hook. Now most power prams, there's a catch bar. That is right here. All right, so you align your catch bar with your catch hook. Make sure it's all the way on there. You want to align yourself with your horns. So you have to safely lift. You're just gonna, just like that. And to release it, same way it goes. So your stretcher is this loose weight right now. Then someone's gonna have to release the catch hook. But that's how you get over your autoloader. All right, another piece of equipment that we use to transport patients and or move patients is the stair chair. Located on the driver's side of the ambulance. It's gonna be hung up right here, usually clicked in. It's right here. To carry it easier, built into the stair, there's a little handrail. But to get it uncollapsed, grab your side handles right here, push down, just like that. So same thing goes to the stretcher. Everything red on here does something. So if you're starting down here, little red buttons right here, releases the handles. They want to come out. So this is built to go downstairs, but also you can maneuver people through living rooms, little bedrooms. If it's tight corners, the stretcher won't fit. You could use the stair chair. Little red wire right here, gets you all the way up. So you can tilt your patient back on staircases. This little red bar right here releases the rails. One thing you do need to make sure of is those bars and rails are locked in. You hear a click. But make sure these are locked in because this will collapse on you going down a flight of stairs. And last of all, there's a red bar down here. A lot of people get this bar and the tread bar mixed up. This is the bar to collapse the chair. So you're gonna grab this bar in the front of the seat, you're just gonna pull up, and it collapses. And like right here, collapse it. And that's the stair chair. And one other thing, common courtesy wise, make sure all your belts are just tucked in a safe position so you can reduce wear and tear, and also you don't have a hazard outside the ambulance.